Good morning. This is about to be a very quick video. I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, and we were just talking about how life is life, and sometimes when you pray and ask God to remove some people out of your life, it could be challenging. And she asked me a question that kind of just, accelerated the conversation. She was like, do you call those people who you feel aren't supposed to be in your life by name when you pray? And I told her, no, I don't. And the reason why I say no is because last year, I don't know if it was around this time or whatever, I said a prayer. I had people in mind who I said the prayer about, like, God, remove people who don't belong in my life. Give me the strength to be able to let them go. And I did not put a name to it. And so, of course, I had those people in my head, but I just felt like I'm going to leave it open so that God could do his thing. And I just thought when they removed, I'd be like, see, I knew it was them. I knew it was this person, that person, the third person. And I knew you should have been gone, whatever. And this is not just like relationship-wise. This is friendship-wise. This is work related, whatever. And I prayed that prayer and I let it go. I prayed it very sincerely. And in my heart, I kind of felt like, or in my mind, I'm going to say, I kind of felt like I knew who I was praying that prayer about, but I didn't say any names. So when she asked me that question yesterday, do you name those people by name when you're praying? And I realized when I prayed that prayer that I didn't. However, very shortly after that prayer, so many people were being removed from my life. It was the ones that I least expected. The people that I least expected. And so the ones that I thought should have been removed were actually the ones who were in my corner. And I'm saying all that to say, when we started that discussion, I said some bridges are meant to be burned or destroyed. Some bridges are meant to be closed for construction and reopened at a later moment. And as I was saying that, it had to be God like giving me that, because it really hit home for me. Because growing up, people say, oh, you don't never burn bridges. You don't never burn bridges with people. You never know. However, life has taught me that some bridges are meant to be demolished. Some bridges are meant to be, this guy is blowing grass around my car in front of the gym. Anyway, some bridges are meant to be demolished. Some bridges are meant to be closed for a little while for construction, which means once you separate yourself for a little bit and create different boundaries or create another route, it works better for you and everyone involved. And the example that I kind of thought about immediately after I said that was, if anybody's familiar with New Orleans, when they were doing all of that construction in front of Lakeside Mall to get from Lakeside Mall to New Orleans, but it's like a different ramp. So it was a very annoying process when you were going that way, and they were rerouting the loop or the exit to New Orleans. It took them a long time to do it. They had that exit closed off. You kind of had to go down Causeway to make a U-turn and do all of this extra stuff. It was very annoying. However, once they finished the construction and the loop going back to New Orleans was very smooth, very easy to transition to, the inconvenience of them closing down the bridge to make it easier was no longer a thing. It didn't even matter, because it basically transitions so smoothly. So saying all that to say, sometimes it's an inconvenience, or it hurts, or it's a lot to limit some relationships or some situationships, or whatever you might want to call them, to redirect them to where you need them to be. One thing that I've learned in my adult life, my cutoff game is top tier. Like, I could cut somebody off in a minute for being disrespectful, for not, honoring me as a person. And those are very valid reasons. However, I've also learned that just because a person is not what you wanted them to be to you, that don't mean that they can't be something to you. So let's just say you want to be, you want a romantic relationship with someone, and they're not ready, or you want a romantic relationship and they are not here for it. That doesn't mean that they're not a good person and that you can't still be friends with them. You may have to pull back and redirect how that friendship or relationship shows up in your life. But that doesn't mean that you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You may be missing out on a really good friend, or a really good person, or a really good connection, because it's not what you want it to be. So those are the things that I had to learn in life. If there's some reevaluating that you're trying to do of your relationships or your friendships at this time, see if it's a relationship that needs to be straight cut off cold turkey, or if it's a relationship where you need to back away a little bit, redefine those boundaries, and allow that relationship to flourish in the purpose in which it was sent to you. That's all I have today. I'm going in the gym to do my workout. But when I talked to her about it yesterday, it was so powerful. I was like, girl, I have to make a video on this. She was like, please make a video. I was like, I'm sure that there's going to be someone who needs to hear this, because I know a lot of people, and I was a person that was very black and white. Like, either we rocking or we're not. And most times it was we rocking how I want us to rock, or we not rocking at all, which is very childish. And I had to realize that with maturity, even though you may see a person in a certain light, or you may want them to show up for you in a certain way, that does not mean that everything that they have to offer is obsolete, because you're not going to be this to me, so you can't be anything to me. And not to say that you should accept any and everything from someone. However, if you've evaluated that person and their character, and there's some things there that you like, and that you would love to have as a part of your life, good people are not as easy to come by anymore as they were back in the day when people honored character. So you have to take that into consideration when you are evaluating your relationships, and not allow your selfish motives to make you miss out on a friendship with a good person. So that's all I have to say. I'm going to run in the gym so that I could get my morning workout in. And I hope that you guys are having a great Easter weekend. And remember, all bridges aren't meant to be burnt. Some of them are. You have to pray and ask God which ones need to be gone, which ones need a little break, so that you can reconstruct the way that relationship or friendship shows up in your life. And you may be blessed by the new structure of that friendship or relationship.